have something to say.
What?
So, you know, Joy celebrated 20 years, and she is one of our fearless leaders. We adore her. But someone else doesn't seem to adore her the way we do.
Gee, I wonder who that could
we
be.
have a clip, I believe.
Where should I start?
You know, the division in the country right now, that it's so hard for people just to get past that we can disagree and still be cordial with one another. People need to calm down, get a little less politically correct, and I would say, you know, love everybody except, I'd say, screw that Joy Behar bitch. Everybody.
You cannot say that.
I mean, lady.
We apologize for that.
Hey, we all love this country, and, you know, let's have different ideas, but try to move forward and be more together and realize at the end of the day, we're all Americans.
So what did he call me?
Now, you know...
Did he say to call me a bitch?
Yes. And you come for one of us. You came for all of us, Kid Rock.
So all I can say is, this bitch and these bitches will be happy to have you on the show and have a beer. Let me tell you this, though.
That's right. Come on Monday, Kid Rock.
Yeah, I'm happy to have, hash it out with him, but he's going to have to do better than beer with me. Okay? If he's going to call you a bitch, the least he can do is show up here with Blue Label. If not, I don't want anything.
Yeah, a little whiskey, a little bourbon, a little champagne.
I thought Steve Doocy handled, that's a show I used to anchor, and I thought the way he handled it right in that moment to apologize and to admit that, like, this should not be said. I've been in those moments where someone called President Obama, former president, a racist on the air. And you have to react in those moments because that doesn't represent who you are.
Right.
And so it's important to point out that they handled it well.
He did.
But what is it about me that he feels the need to say that, though? Who am I?
We need to get him on and ask him
I'm just
that.
a comedian on a show. Why doesn't he go after the big
You're
shots?
a very
Why
powerful
me?
voice. You're a very
Yeah,
powerful voice
apparently.
in this country.
Who knew?
But I want to say first, I don't agree with calling any woman a bitch for having a political opinion. People do it to me all the time. I don't agree with that. I will say that what surprised me about Bob, which is his real name, doing this, is, and I feel like
Kid Rock's real name is Bob?
Yeah, and I know that. Bob Ritchie.
That's not fun.
But what I will say
about
is
Bob?
I have had many interactions with him because he performed at Buffalo Chip in South Dakota at the Sturgis biker rally, introing my parents. He's a big Republican. He actually did something with Sean Penn where he was talking about bringing the country together. So this is very off tone for where he's been, and I'm very surprised by it. I agree. You come for one of us. You come for all of us at this table, hands down. I love you, Joy. You know that. Thanks for looking up when I say that. I really appreciate it. You know what? I'm done, actually. I'm defending you.
You know what?
Beer,
You know
right?
what?
I would have a beer. I don't think it's appropriate what he said, but
It's not.
I don't. I
I'm
don't.
listen, I'm having a difficult week. Too much attention on me. Yesterday it was a whole big thing. Today it's another. I can't take it.
You know something? But also, I want to say,
Possibly be having a difficult week. I mean, Robert Mueller and Michael Cohen gave you the best 20th anniversary gift that you've gotten.
Very true. Okay, let's talk about that. And you know what? Thank you, Megan. I appreciate that.
I wish that he would practice what he preaches, as we all should practice what we preach, coming together, because we are all ultimately Americans.
You know what's great? Fox had to apologize for something. They did.
And with your name in it.
Yeah, that's right.
And that should be your 20th anniversary gift, Fox having to apologize to you.
Well, between that and on the heels of Michael Cohen's bombshell testimony that he lied about his contact with Russia, and reports that Putin was offered listen to this, he was offered a $50 million penthouse at a proposed Trump Tower in Moscow. Donald was up early tweeting that he, quote, lightly looked, unquote, at building in Russia while campaigning, which was very legal, quote unquote, and very cool, quote unquote. Could this be the way why Trump is canceling his meeting with Putin at the G20 summit? He doesn't like the optics of being seen with Putin in this particular milieu right now. What do you say?
I think it's all about optics. I think it's all about perception. I also think it tells you that he's legitimately worried and taking it seriously, because despite all of the allegations and all of the charges that American intelligence has said Russia interfered in the elections, he didn't cancel previous meetings. He had alone time with him in Helsinki just, a few months ago. So we're seeing a completely
I actually
different...
disagree with you on that, though, Anna. I think if you look at the substance of the policy under the Trump administration when you're dealing with Putin and Russia, you could argue they've been tougher than any administration since the Cold War. So you can talk about the optics, you can talk about his tweets, which I actually hated that he tweeted canceling this meeting, because that's not how you handle diplomacy. But no one ever talks about the actual issues and what's being done to combat Russia, because that's not the shiny object. No one cares about that. No one gives the president credit for anything that he does right.
But isn't he?
That's what I
Wait a
can't
second. Let me
stand.
ask you something. Because of his relationship with Putin, and now that we know that he was, while he's saying America first, he's making deals with Russia. By the way, isn't he compromised a little bit with Russia now? How can he now, have diplomacy with Russia? They have him in their pocket.
But this relationship,
so it doesn't really work. You follow my point?
But he's not the only one doing diplomacy, though. I can
But
tell you a
follow
number
my
of people
point
that are
really
actually in
quickly.
meetings that are making these decisions.
Because this didn't just happen in a vacuum. I mean, President Obama met with Putin 6 months after taking office in Moscow. He said, Obama talked of the extraordinary work you've done, Putin, on behalf of the Russian people. President Bush said, I looked at the man in the eyes. I found him to be very straightforward. I was able to get a sense of his soul. This is something that has been building and building over administrations. Bill Clinton talked about the congenial, easygoing relationship he had with Putin. This is something that's been building and building and normalizing.
They weren't making deals.
The difference is
But those are two different things.
but the difference between that